Hi, welcome. In this video, I like to discuss the issue of dealing with a aggressive dog situation. Perhaps you own a dog that has become aggressive. You're experiencing seemingly hopeless situation with your dog. And I just want to encourage people when looking at this system of training, what sets it apart in terms of advocating differently than any other system out there by way of an interaction based approach. It is what offers hope when you consider, again, dealing with a very serious behavioral problem. Now, here's the thing. I've dealt with many serious behavior problems with dogs. Aggressive cases. People have been through what's available in terms of what's called balance training, force-free training. And the thing to understand that all these approaches in terms of whether it's balanced or force-free, they all work off of this very popular idea of what training is by way of motivating dogs to respond at the very beginning when a dog owner is experiencing an ongoing relationship problem with their dog. And again, the way to reconcile why this is such a problem and why it is that very often the change is not happening at the level that it seems to be, especially when you're motivating dogs that way to respond and the assumptions that are being made, wrong assumptions, is to line this up by way of a parenting example. Again, just consider dealing as a parent dealing with with a situation involving a child that needs some help in terms of becoming very selfish. And if you were to advocate, have a professional step on the scene and right out of the starting gate, minute one into a relationship problem, beginning to engage in terms of using motivators, a motivating agent, such as the examples I use will be like, say, an Xbox game, something the child wants, to do the things, okay, at least from appearances that represent good things are happening, making their bed, picking up their toys. But the difference is, and again, I encourage you to really think about this because this is the number one issue in the dog training world, is the lack of depth, the lack of context, how this idea is applied that way. The say parent being left in a passive role and selling it just like that, just saying, okay, you're good to go. A child has responded and done the things that would be considered good. But here's the thing, again, lining this up in terms of dogs as social animals, because understand it works the exact same way, doing the sit down, come and stay, using treats and motivating dogs, even without treats, the issue about the motives of response, of why, say, a dog is responding based on relationship, based on what's already been established, is how things can look a certain way but not be in terms of perceptions actually changing. I want behavior issues diminishing. It's no different when you're reconciling behavioral issues with the child. As the child becomes more and more selfish, behavior issues, behavior problems escalate. And so it's all about, again, considering that example in terms of, again, advocating the right parenting style, interacting, getting the parent to interact with, again, keying up on that word in terms of what this system of training represents, interacting with child in meaningful ways to, again, establish a better relationship, parental influence. So even if you're thinking about the word, what's physical force and punishment, you hear all these terms, consider it in terms of defining it by way of my example. Parental influence, how is that established? Just ask these questions. But again, when you consider why it is that things don't line up for so many dogs and owners based on how an idea is applied, you'll start to understand. So again, transferring this back over the system of training, and again, dealing with some very serious issues in terms of dealing with, say, aggressive dogs, this is where it matters even more in terms of getting the process right. So again, I encourage you, if you're dealing with a very serious problem with your dog, even less serious problem with your dog, common issues, take a look at the system of training. It's very special. It's unique. You're not going to find any other system out there like this system. I developed it from understanding, okay, not just what the problem is, but the solution by way of a interaction-based approach that makes sense. Thanks for watching.